Alright guys, welcome back to part 2 of Literature Club plus whatever. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this game. We now have to write a poem. I've joined the Literature Club for real now, at this point. I got a trophy popped up. I turned the recording off and a trophy popped up saying something's poetry slam something. So I earned a trophy. So yeah, but it popped up late. I don't know why. But anyway, so we have to now pick words that will go into our poem. And whichever you pick will basically make one girl like you more than the other, etc, etc. So anyway, this is interesting. Now what can I do here? Let's come out and let's pick. Can I change pages? Oh, I got to pick one. Okay. A tone would mean I'm just going to assert certain words with a tone meaning some kind of like bad thing happening, horror. Okay, it's going to be a horror element. Playground seems too creepy to me. Giggle seems too cutesy. Sing is like positive. I feel like I'm going to regret some of my decisions because I can come up with some good things with sing maybe, and you know, sparkle, like a girl's sparkling eyes, for example. I'm feeling sweet, like use sweet, because I feel like I can use that for something. But I can also use a tone as well, so it depends on what kind of like element you're going for here. The guy in me, me, like my person's own, kind of going like a dark element of it. But this one, I feel like sweet is also a really good one. Like a cutesy kind of poem. I don't know. I want to go sweet. I'm obviously, you know, it's a safe bet to a point in my mind. I'm just gonna go sweet, and we're gonna try it out. See what I can come up with. Sweet. Kiss. Okay, explode. Okay, so. Ooh, I'm kind of regretting it already. Maybe essence. I feel like I can put sweet essence. That could be a sweet kiss. I don't know. Why the hell do you have email? What the flipping hell's going on? Again, I feel weird. Rain cloud. I mean, this is like kind of semi-romantic I can go with. I feel like kiss or essence is my top 2 right now. I feel like I'm going to regret a lot of this. Let's go essence. I don't know. Sticky. So yeah, so this is a violent one, like massacre, whatever. Oof, this is. So I got what? Sweet something. I don't know what the hell the other one was. Bloody hell. Oh man, I don't even know. I'm starting to regret my decision. I wish I was. Can you go back? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to stick with the same kind of thing I'm going for. I don't even know. Cute, broken, unfair, fear, dance, raindrops together. Oh god. This is going to be kind of like, this is bad, man. I've already fucked up. Because I feel like my mindset is in the fear aspect of it, or the broken, and I'm kind of like, alright, well, I kind of want to go not too cutesy, but let's go unrestrained. Okay, chocolate seems too weird for me. That's a bit weird. Ah man, this is so hard. I want to mix it up a little bit. Let's go depression. Dark, maybe. I really am going to be... I'm going to be in a shit here because I have no idea what's going to be said. God, I'm so worried. I'm so concerned about this poem. I know we've got like 18 pages to go or whatever. Or at least 15 or whatever. No, about 12. I don't know. Vivid, nibble, cage, climax, I don't know. Games. Oof. I'm going to regret a lot of what I've done here, I really am. Sensation, tragedy, pink, wrath, unending, love. Okay, I'm going to go... Ooh. I feel like love should be fair, but I don't know. Adventure could also... I'm going down a certain, like, a lovey-dovey route, but it's got, like, some, like, depression or real stuff thrown in there. I don't know. I'm so... I'm going to throw love in there. Okay, I feel like flower could be something in there. Or heart. I'm really going for it now. Hop, charm, judgment, fickle, candy, sadness. Alright, candy. Okay, this is... Okay, Kitty's a bit cute, I know. I want to go lust as well. Just throw that one in there. Captive, unrequited bliss, extreme, eternity. Ooh, embrace or whirlwind's quite good. Okay, bouncy. You know what I mean? Bouncy. Yeah, okay. Electricity. Jumpy. Rose. I think electricity maybe is some more of a feeling. Socks. What the hell? Warm. Universe. Journey. Lazy. Damn it. This is going to be so interesting to see what I come out with here. Universe, I'll say. Bunny. Obedient. Lucky. Destiny. I'm gonna go Destiny. Smile, Doki Doki, breathe, romance, disaster, melody, intellectual. Smile. I'm gonna go smile. Special, daydream, clumsy, dream. Phew. I'll go special or pure. Gold could be clumsy, I don't know. This is going to be so interesting. I know it's taken me a long while, I'm sorry, but I'm really trying to pick my words. I'm taking it way too seriously than I probably should, but I'm still doing it, so the hell with it. Daydream, I mean... I suppose, I get swept in my daydream, but sometimes I just daydream about something, I don't know. I'm going to throw that in there, because it kind of like just puts me in a loop with where sometimes I've done that, where you're just daydreaming about something, I don't know. Secretive, Papa, Peaceful, Inferno. Peaceful, I like my shit peaceful, like it's just gonna cry, hopeless, I don't know. I'm gonna go peaceful. Okay, we got two more. Nightgown, what? Awesome, okay. Infinite skirt, okay. I'm thinking that because it's like to do clothing, it's different rather than thingy. Let's go nightgown. Fuck it. Okay, so this is a lot on anime. Ooh, I'm gonna go anime. It's got to be anime. I'm so wary. I don't know what I've done here. So, Jesus, I'm so nervous because I have no idea what I've picked or whatever. It's gonna be crazy. Hi again, Perry, Monica. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. How could I? If only I'm running towards you. Anyway, no, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Perry. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you are not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. And Natsuki give me a hard time again. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join this club this year. Yeah, that's true. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to come here and hang out or what. Okay. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Oh, she's a manga fan, huh? That's why she wanted to speak up. She has the same interests and hobbies as me. Well, I'm in anime or interested in that, but manga obviously is based on anime is based on manga. How interesting. So she did want to speak up. There's more in common with me than she likes to admit, it would appear. Interesting. Potential love interest? Natsuki goes, Natsuki finds herself stuck between Santa Monica and manga. Manga is literature? Yeah, you go. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back to her seat. Yeah, so in the traditional sense, but yeah, I love it. It's funny. Don't worry, guys. Perry always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work. What? He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Well, I would say this about myself on a personal note. When it comes to like creating content, if it ain't fun, I ain't doing it. If I'm not having fun, then I'll just won't do it. I'm like, nah. I've skipped only 1 or 2 playthroughs that I was doing halfway through. Not even halfway through. It was like about an hour in. I said, this is so shit, I'm not doing it. And that was that Fox game on Xbox that was supposed to be like a copy and paste of Crash Bandicoot. But anyway, I've only skipped like 1 or 2 games max, and that's it. This I'm really enjoying, even though it's like no gameplay kind of thing. It's just all, reading. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. What? How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room's so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Perry can become good friends too. Sorry? She's so innocent with it. She's like not, throwing us together like that. But whatever. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today. Wait, Sayori? Okay, what'd she bring me? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? She's nervous. Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into a bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. Okay, that's a fair play. A light novel would be quite would be best. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. Look, a book date here. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? So she's nervous and she's, you know, giving me a gift or whatever. Being thoughtful. Yeah, okay. She even picked out a book she thinks I'd like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. Okay. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. What are we doing then? I thought we were supposed to be reading or something. It seems to be like a girl's chat room kind of thing. Just meet and chat about books, but whatever, for what takes their fancy. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down at the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. If you're not doing something specifically and you're there to read and no one's really reading, then what's the point of being there? You know, that's just my take on it. I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. It's probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. But it's not like that at all, you know. We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. Yeah, a literature club, I think book club is a more simplistic way of putting it and less intimidating. Because you know what it is and most people are like, oh, it's a book club, okay, cool. You know, you kind of like not thinking to it, but then people might think it's pretty basic. It depends on what kind of level you're at. You're either reading a personal book where someone's wrote about their life, or you're reading a factual book, or it's a fantasy book, depending on what they're doing. Maybe the goal for the book club should be something like, I don't know, for example, read a book, pick your book, say what you specifically for the book is, right? I mean, you can read it as, so there's two things you could do. You could either pick a book for a month, right, or whatever, read all the way through it, discuss it at the end of the month, or whatever, right? Or you could pick individual books, like, so I got a fantasy one, someone else got something else, a horror one, and then take like a specific passage of a book each week or whatever it is, and then read it to the group, right? And then to get people interested in that book, if it was like a epic moment, and then talk about that whatever, or at the end talk about your specific book and review it. Like, I give this an 8 out of 10, it's a horror, blah blah blah. Who knows? I mean, why am I getting into this? But you know what I mean. It is what it is. That doesn't solve the problem though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? I've got it. This is what I'm here for. Literature Club does wet t-shirt. They're 18 plus. I said it. It'll get people involved. You know what I mean? Talking about books. Can I bring my camera? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it would be though. Like, literally. No, but in a more realistic way, you could, I don't know. You know, give away free ice cream or something, you know? I don't know. Promise something like that. And if they come, we can do the things to speak to their creative minds, such as, what's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. Oh, she is, yeah, okay. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. I suppose being one of those girls who is just like fumbling around and chaotic, she's actually generally thinking and shows passion for this. She does come here every day, so fair play to her. Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? I think that could be a big element of it. I think that's fair. It's what kind? So it would be kind of like, yeah, I agree with that. Food is always a base. It's 101, isn't it? Ah, well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! Aha, good thinking. Or they could, I tell you what else would bring people in. The book club cosplay. So you come to the book club thing or take part in a competition. For people interested in reading, you can cosplay your favourite manga, for example, because it is still literature, or book, and you could cosplay it, right? They come, cosplay, and whoever wins like $50 or £50, whatever, book token, or a book specifically, or like 2 or 3 books what each individual recommends them read. So a horror, a fantasy, that'd be kind of cool. So you get like 3 books or 4 books, and then a gift card or something. That'd be kind of cool. Who knows? Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. Ah, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it. Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy, so she likes the cupcakes. Fair play. Okay, so she's like, cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. Damn right I'm smiling. This is funny. I'm surprised how seriously I'm taking this, giving them legit ideas and we're not actually interacting. These people aren't real. Calm down. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admired her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all. Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I ended up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. What? Oh, she's staring me right in the face. What? I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out my chair. Ew, sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. Why were you standing so close to me? It's your fault for sleeping like that. Oh, so she's like fascinated by a boy sleeping or whatever. Well, I'm a man, but you know what I mean. This isn't a napping club. Yes, good point. Does our school have a napping club? I would join the shit out of that. You're staying up late again, aren't you? Mind your own business, Sayori. Now that you're in a club, you're going to have less time for anime, you know. Oh, don't pick that fight. You'll need to get used to it. Don't tell me what to do, Sayori. You're not my girl. I have to look at the other chicks as well, whatever. Don't say that out loud. I glance over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. It's what I do best. That's the problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. Is she depressed about something? You gotta remember that some people who are overly positive all the time often or can have a deep-rooted mentality of depression behind it. There could be pain behind the smiling, so there's always something to be very wary of. How many days past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I know it. Come on, at least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, sorry, it's written all over your face. Sayori glances around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look at your hair sticking out all around here. I didn't even notice if her hair was fucked up. I was like, just the style of it. I run my fingers down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. I again assumed that was the style on the side of her head. Whatever. And there's toothpaste stain on your collar right there. I can't even see that, but okay. I tried to wipe off the stain with my finger, but nobody would even notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. Hey, you meanie. And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori. Why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? Oh, that's super mean. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. About to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Okay, wow, I'm right close to her. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does things like these kind of things. Don't say that. You make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. I see. Okay. She's going to burst out of her thing here. The girls can do this, by the way. You know what I mean? I don't need to do it. You know, I'm surprised they ain't more like, hey, you know, inappropriate touch here. But whatever. Does this thing even fit properly? It did when I bought it. So either she's gained a bit of weight, obviously can't tell her that, or puberty, I'm going to say. I'll put it that way. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed. Oh, I see. Sooner than it doesn't fit you anymore. I see. So basically, she never really buttons up. Maybe she never did it to begin with. What are you smiling about? It means my boobs got bigger again. She said it. Okay. That's smiling. Okay. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now. So, why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. I see. Yeah, fair enough. Sayori hastily unbuttons the blazer once more. So it's her style when it's hot. So why do it up? Phew, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? Well, you'll lure all the boys to you with... okay. And why are you saying things like that? Like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's true. He wouldn't want my hands all over you like that. Or, okay, so she likes the cutesy stuff. Like, you know, that kind of framework. Okay. And you take better care of me than anyone else would anyway. What is she saying here? She wants me as her boyfriend? Without saying it? So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. I didn't say anything embarrassing. Damn, she's got no filter, has she? She's just honest about it. She's kind of like doesn't really get the P's and Q's of it. What's the word I'm looking for here? The essence of what she's saying, maybe? I don't know. It's her free-flowing spirit, rather. You know, she's just being herself, and she's got no filter overall. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Ugh, I hate the idea of doing that in real life. Alright, fine. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so. Huh. So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking that time. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Monica suddenly calls out. Why don't we share when we wrote now? Okay, here we go. This is going to be very interesting. Yay! I can't wait to read yours. Me neither, Sayori. Me neither. Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that's... Well, hold on. Well, now that's everyone's... Now that everyone's ready, why don't we find somewhere to share... What? Find someone to share with? Okay, whatever. I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. So, okay, makes sense. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Yes, okay, I bet. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as while reaching into their bags. Yeah, Natsuki and Yuri a little bit reserved here. I do the same myself. Let's see what these say. Okay, who should I show my poem with first? So, I'm thinking Sayori, because she's kind of closest to me. You know, but she's got no filter. So I'm a little bit, because she's my friend, so let's go with Sayori. I feel a little bit safer with her. And she might give me a little bit of confidence here. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. Yeah, my logic. Sayori, right. I picked her. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Perry. Okay, what? I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's Perry's poem. For God's sake. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. Okay. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you are really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like before, Perry. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something only really good people can do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. She probably does. Like I said, she's a bit naive in many ways, and again, no filter, but yeah. My goal is probably to get close to some of the girls and, you know, get a girlfriend or whatever it may be, I don't know. But even myself, like, in playing this game, in some of the ideas that I have, I've invested in it. It's kind of weird. Okay, whatever, here we go. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, yeah. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay. Now, you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Okay, this is interesting. Hold on. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through the blind in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub my the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is so blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That is fucking brilliant. I love it. Because it starts off with like a typical poem stuff, and her mind just trails off into, I could sleep forever, God, couldn't we all? She's not mad, obviously, because, you know, whatever, but then I want breakfast. That that just breaks me. Like, that just cracks a smile, man. That's good. That's funny. I like her. Sorry, it was fucking brilliant. This is just a guess, but did you wait until morning to write this? I would believe it, but I'll tell you what. For a quick one, or an escape, like a quick, like, oh man, I haven't done this. What a brilliant poem. I love it. Oh, just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. I love it, even though it was rushed, it was cool. I liked it. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? It does, yeah, actually. She loves to sleep. She talks about the sun rising in the morning, okay, fine. And then the breakfast part just hits the nail on the head for me. It's like, oh, it's brilliant. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Oh, God. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I'm sure our teachers see it that way. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Oh, my bloody joypad. But next time I won't forget. Hold on, guys. Let me grab my charger. Oh, man. I love it. She's like, I made eggs. Alright, hold on. And I'm going to write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Okay, so I want to go to... I think Natsuki's going to be more interesting. And then Monica, I mean, she's the head of a group. So Yuri might be a little bit... She seems to like me. Natsuki's a bit hostile. So I'm interested to see... I want to leave Natsuki till last, to be honest with you. Let's go with a group. Should I? I kind of want to... I feel I want to go down the route of who likes me more. So I've got my friend. Yuri seems into me and a bit bashful, but that's fine. And then Monica's most confident. I think she might like me, but at the same time, it's like she's head of a group club member. So I'm going to go Yuri. I'm interested to see Yuri's. I bet Yuri's is a bit dark. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time to hear... For her to finish reading, sorry. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. Jesus Christ. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. Yeah, she might be, expressing herself might be a little bit difficult for her. We did say that she was kind of reserved. And I am new, and the guy, so she might have that issue. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of a new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I see, that's kind of cool. I like the idea that she notices those kind of things in new writers having certain elements. I don't know what they are, but interesting. I think the most noticeable thing I recognised in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matters and form to fit the two together. So I did see elements of a dark path of, like, you know, what do you call it? How do I put this? Like sorrow and all that kind of thing, you know, and massacre and death, and you saw those kind of elements, and that's all sweet and cute. And then I kind of tried to match some of those up, but then I also threw in some other things as well, like to do with the weather or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was trying to throw in a little bit of mixture of different words to throw out there. So I suppose 60% was one way, cutesy, and the other 40% was something else I tried to do. Whether it panned out that way, I don't know, but whatever. The end result is that both of the style and expressiveness are weakened. I see. So you kind of like, it just is all one platform, one thing, one road, where you want it to be different and unique. So Saru, or whatever her name is, I can't remember her name, my best friend, yeah, she started off with the sun, very simplistic, it was fine. She had personal elements, and then she just threw in one or two lines that just cracked me up. I could sleep forever, and I made breakfast. I had breakfast or whatever. Oh god, I love it. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's if her demeanor, totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Yeah, you get into a train of thought, and then you start speaking, you know, thoroughly, correctly, kind of thing. I find that way. If I speak off the top of my head, I can keep going for 10 minutes straight, but if I start reading something specifically, like on an article, and I'm reading it to you guys on a vlog or something, I kind of break it up, and I make mistakes, and it looks like I can't read, but I'm very coherent. It's just when I'm breaking it up and I'm trying to read, and my eyes aren't the best anyway. So yeah, I totally get that. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. Well, to me, you would pick a topic and then you go with a poem on the topic. You wouldn't necessarily select words to make a poem. That would be a challenge in itself. That's what we did. But you see what I'm saying? That was a challenge, but it wasn't a poem that you would write in this. You would pick a certain theme. You see what I'm saying? So the challenge would be put them all in a hat, pick 10 random words and make a poem of it, or 20. That's fine. But when you're trying to write about something specific, it's from your perspective on the sun, or on the moon, or, you know, life, or whatever it may be. Or your rabbit. Who the fuck knows? Okay. But yeah, obviously practice, you'll be learning, get better at it. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Suki can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? She can be negative, I bet. Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologising to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Oh, I can't wait to read this. I read it's going to be dark. Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Okay, here we go. Yuri smiles dreamingly as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Ah, that's kind of sweet. Okay. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? So maybe she's excited specifically to get my feedback. Oh my, this bloody writing style. Come on. 6 what? G what? Lost under the light. The tenderness of my love illuminated beneath the amber glow. What? Bathing? Oh, this is so annoying. It must be this one. The last gleaming streetlight to love understood the test of time. I see. The last yet to be replaced, but the flickering, the green of the whatever future. I breathe something, breathing air, but lining the past, the light flickers, I flicker back. It's about a bloody light post, lamp post. Or is it about a love? A love's glow? It stands the test of time. I bathe in the living past the flow. I flicker back. Ugh, that sound. It's a bit. It's not depressing. It's about an eternal love, some kind of thing. I don't. Could at least give me the bloody handwriting normal. It's just so hard to read. I'm sorry I have such a terrible handwriting. It's not terrible, I would just like it more simplistic. Your handwriting is actually quite beautiful, I just can't read that shit. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took a long time to read, yeah, well that was because he fucking wrote it annoyingly, but... well, I just don't read script very well. I actually think your handwriting is pretty, it is. It's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. Yeah, no, I agree with that, it had more depth into it rather than, you know, Sayori's or whatever, but Sayori's was funny and simple, light-hearted, and I haven't got a problem with that. Hers was more in depth and, you know, serious, and that's fine. The tone wasn't bad, I just felt I couldn't read it properly, but interesting. It wasn't too short. No, I think it was fine. I usually write longer poems. That's fine. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. That's fine, I understand that as well. Something too easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Perry. No, I didn't think it was. I thought it was about love. And a never-ending love. That's what I got from it. But really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings and experiences in their work. They usually do more to tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of a poem is only about being symbolically compared to a ghost. Is that what it's supposed to be? Okay. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of her past. I see. Maybe I missed it because I couldn't read it properly. Okay, I like it. It's very good the way she's transcribed that. I didn't catch it because I probably couldn't read it properly, but that's fine. I like it. And as soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot of solemn putting it that way. A lot more solemn. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It is actually. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. I suppose so, you know, but I don't know. For me, when it comes to something like that, I think a poem obviously is personal, and I think I'd rather have my own style or way of thinking than try to imitate or copy somebody else's perspective of it. So I would rather do my own thing. Like you see, Sayori's and Yuri's are very different, and that's fine. I liked Sayori's good, I really did, but Yuri's was more in depth. But I'm not trying to compare the two. They're in itself both separate pieces of work. At the same time, you know, I didn't catch up on Yuri's ghost thing, but I like the theme, and when it's more explained to me like that, again, maybe I read it wrong because the writing was shit, the handwriting, I couldn't read it properly. It was still good. Like when I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. That's cool. I love the meaning of it. That's in depth, you know. So yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, so who should I show my poems to next? So remember, Natsuki's going to be more annoying or like negative, what I think. So let's go Monica. Hi Perry. Having a good time so far? I am actually. Yeah. Why go yeah? It's like yeah. What's that about? I will go yeah. Okay. Or I'll just go yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you've ever have any suggestions for the club, like a new activity or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? That's cool. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Why? I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm settled in. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I can be quite passive that way as well. Like, I just be like going with the flow, watching what's going on. If there's a suggestion, I might pop up a little bit more, like with time goes on. But yeah, at least she's a club owner that's very open to interpretation of what we can do and ideas. That's fine. Ultimately, she has overall say, or maybe it's even a vote thing that they do. But yeah, okay. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? I'm interested to see what hers would be like as well. It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, Perry. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we're all lean to get past soon. That's a good point. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sort of things in common. Ah, well, we make friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like you two really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in a different way, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. Okay, so I'm going to say that sounds a bit simplistic and funny. That's what I get. But that's not a negative. It's more, maybe mine's like a beginner's poem. We did have people touch on that, say like you'll pick up things and get better over time. But obviously Sayori rushed hers, so I suspect that because it's our first poem, whatever, we've kind of come across as like very basic. But whatever. You sure you're not reading into it too much? Aha, I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too? Yeah, just because you're one way doesn't mean you can't enjoy the other aspects of, you know. I actually know someone, not going to name names, who doesn't like sad things. They don't like sad endings of films. If they find out something's a sad film, they won't watch it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, so you're not in touch with your emotions? And they're like, no, and I don't want to be. And I'm like, the fuck? But whatever. Each to their own. You know? But hey, there you go. Who knew that there's someone so happy could enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, Yuri is into horror. She kind of didn't look like the kind of girl that would be into that, but she is. So, you know. Looks can be deceiving. Well, to each of their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could be a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their kind of styles, I agree with that, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. I agree with that, and I'll be honest with you, I think that's a lesson learned, because I'd said that I picked cutesy stuff because I felt that's the way it had to be, you know, like it was that kind of element of a poem, because a poem's a poem. But what drawed me to the other words, like massacre and a tone, it was like the warrior experience. You look at like Berserk, or, you know, some kind of badass medieval times, you know, it kind of, that drawed me in more. So I should probably go with that next time. It's not like you to have to worry about impressing them or anything. Good point. Aha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Please let it be writing I can read. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You're the head of the place, Jesus Christ. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. That's a good point. I see. Well, let's read it then. Well, I can read it, actually. Thank God. Hole in the wall? Is that the title of it? Couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbour? An angry boyfriend? We'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, see. I real blind. Well, that doesn't make sense for the way it's spelled. I real blind feel like a film left out in the sun, but it's too late. My retinas, my eyes, okay. My retina's already scorched with the permanent copy of a meaningless image. It's a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realised now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. That's creepy as fuck. It couldn't have been me. See the direction of the sparkle protrudes. A noisy neighbour. An angry boyfriend. I never know I wasn't home. So there's a hole in the wall. And she suspects it's an angry boyfriend or neighbour. She wasn't home. She looks inside for a clue. She's now blind. Like she can't see. It's too late. My retinas are already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. So she sees something and it's meaningless. It's just a hole. It wasn't too bright. But it was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. Okay. A hole of infinite choices. Okay. I realise now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he was on the other side, was looking in. So she's separated from someone? Or she's trapped? I'm going to say she's trapped. Intriguing stuff. Again, quite deep. More. Yuri's was interesting. Like, so the simple one was Sayori, right? Yuri was a little bit deeper. And I couldn't really read it, but that's fine. This one's even more deeper, I feel. Or at least more understanding. In my opinion. But who knows what she says about it. Very good poem and interesting. I'm curious to see what the meaning about it is overall in her perspective, because I'm thinking she's trapped in somewhere and she was speculating she wasn't home, who caused a hole in the wall, and she's looking out and someone's looking in. Who the hell is that? Sounds like a bloody stalker if you ask me. Whatever. So what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. I feel like, for me, I don't like the idea of maybe styles of poems. Maybe topics, but styles. I prefer to be like, hey, what's this? It's about cupcakes. What's this? It's about the Lord himself or something. And you're like, oh, this is really cool and a good one. It doesn't matter about the style as such. It's, you know, it can be the theme. So one could be love, one could be about war, one could be about whatever, you know, everyday life. But I don't know. I don't know about this whole theme and the styles. Is kind of, well, the styles more just confuse me a little bit. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. Oh, you mean epiphany? Is that how? Okay, is that what I'm saying? Okay. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. So she don't like the idea of talking about deep stuff, so she's getting out in poems. Yeah, it does come on strong, but it depends on what kind of tone you're going for. Is that what they're talking about, styles? But again, I don't see it as being that. I can have an opinion on it and say it's a strong one, or deep, but it doesn't reflect whether I want to read it or not. You see what I mean? If I take 10 poems from 10 different people, one of them is about death, and one of them is about flowers, I look at the person who did it and go, that's really cool, that's really deep, that's really interesting. It doesn't really... I don't care what I read, if you know what I mean. As such. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't be... Do what you feel, is what I would say to these people. But okay, I'm kind of nervous about deep stuff like that. So she's not very comfortable talking about deep stuff like that. So it comes out in her poetry. That's kind of interesting. If you can't say the things and write them down, and then, yeah, that's kind of a good way of doing it, expressing yourself. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. That's kind of cool, Monica's tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. That's a good point. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. It's funny. Who should I poem next? There's only one left. Okay, Natsuki. Okay. So something to say there about the whole if you get stuck kind of thing. You can pick a theme and then write whatever you're going to write. You know, it's not going to be a perfect poem. Write a few drafts of it and then put it into context. Change a few words around to what you feel to make it better. It's never going to be... You're not going to write a poem and it's going to be the world's best poem. It just doesn't work that way. At least I don't feel it does. Or another way of doing it, which might be as a draft, is to write how you feel about that specific subject. Just write. Keep writing about it. Write a paragraph. A paragraph. If I'm saying... Sorry, I can't speak now. Write a paragraph and then just be like, you know what? That was a good paragraph. I like what I thought and said. But I've got to now change it a little bit to say, put this there, put that there, and put it into a poem. Because you can write a paragraph about a subject, and then you can take things out and then change it and say, that was a good point. I want to implement this into the poem. And then it can be really strong and powerful. But that's just my way of thinking right now anyway. Maybe I'm completely wrong, maybe I'm completely right. Anyway, Perry, okay, here we go. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. What about me? She's so hostile to me. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. I just didn't invoke any emotions. What a bitch. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? She doesn't like anything cutesy. She's like, I bet she's into dark stuff like Guts, like Berserks or something like that. Or Attack on Titan kind of stuff, you know? I'll pass. So, well anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. So not much feedback from her, but okay. She just thought it was typical of what I wrote. Okay. She weren't very impressed, or she's hiding the fact she's impressed, but I don't think she was, maybe, because she's into manga. So she's probably into dark elements a little bit more stronger. Not cutesy stuff, or she seems to shy from it. For someone who's small, cute, and with pink hair, I find it ironic, but okay. Not that you'll like it. Okay, let's see. I want to see this, Natsuki. It's a challenge. Well, I like this one. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can sneak. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. I've got to say, that has got to be the most unexpected, blasé, basic poem I've ever read. You've just said facts and random words. That to me is what a 10-year-old would write. What is that? I'm sorry, I'm not critical of people's work very often. But that is shit. I expect, from a person who's into manga or reads manga, I expect more creativity or more in-depth or deep. I mean, even the girl talking about the sun was funny and about her personality. She's done nothing. She doesn't got to show her personality in these. All I can tell right now is she likes animals, maybe. I get the poem, but it's not very deep. There's nothing about it which... At least I can bloody read it. But what is that? That to me is... I'm disappointed. I thought she would be... her feedback was crap. But I thought maybe... Which I'm disappointed in. But at least I thought maybe she would have a decent... or it'd be like, oh, let's see what her mindset's about. For a manga fan or whatever, and someone giving me a hard time, her shit's crap. I'm sorry, that's a crap poem. It's just not very good. It's so basic and real. I think if I come up with that poem first day, I would say, okay, good try. That's fine. But this, come on, man, you were in it before me. So she goes, yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. Well, you're so shit. I like it. Yeah, I'm lying my ass off. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. I see. So she okay. So she feels that she kind of knows it isn't as good as whatever, and she's kind of like, you know, people do it a certain way, where she does it a different, like a 180, completely different. And so she's convinced that, you know, well, she's not very good in a sophisticated way. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she's not very good with words, and that's her problem. But that's kind of ironic, considering the fact that you're into manga and would hear stories and kind of creativity stuff, you know, that kind of word of writing and dialogue and everything else. I'm just surprised it's so basic. I haven't got a problem with a basic poem, but for somebody who was so critical and a little bit hostile and into manga, I expected more from her, is what I'm saying. My expectations were a little bit higher for her. Sayori's was better than that. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm not... End of the day, it's fine, but I'm just a little bit... What was that? You know? Okay. So she's saying, you don't have to be all sophisticated and stuff. Okay, fine. Your style, your choice. So people don't even take my writing seriously. Okay. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Alright, that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, fine, yeah, alright, yes, that's cool. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. I don't mind easy to read, but that didn't really hit me hard. It was just fucking facts. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Huh? Yeah, I understand. No, I don't really... What? But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. I get it. I've seen quotes and things. If you go on TikTok and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, some things said, simple things, are the truest and the realist. So I understand that point of view, actually. But for a poem, when I've heard some in-depth stuff, and with her attitude and being a manga fan, I thought it'd be a little bit more... She could have wrote something simple, but something like powerful. And I don't think that was that powerful for me, overall. You know what I mean? It could have been something like, you know, animals do this, that and the other, and humans imitate, humans try to fly, humans try to, you know, fight, and put the similarities between humans and animals. And then at the end put something like, in the end, aren't we just all the same? Aren't humans and animals the same? Don't we feel and think? You know what I mean? It could have been something around that narrative, and it would have been really good and powerful. So, you know, I haven't got a problem with the theme. It's just simply could have been worded better, and put in a more poetic and more powerful way. And it would have been like, yeah, that's quite good. That's reality, but it's put in a nicer way, where she's just put basic stuff, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I said, a 10-year-old could have wrote that, but whatever. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. I see. So she, okay, all right. I understand that. I've seen that style as well, where people have done that. It helps bring out the feelings in the last line. You could have wrote, you know, environment is crumbling, the earth is shattered, we try our best and blah 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 blah, and then We do this, we do that to correct our mistakes, and at the end do what she said and just say, in the end we're all fucked. That would have been funny, but whatever. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realised. I agree, she thought about it. Again, I feel like it could have been worded better, but yeah. That's what it means to be a pro. Okay. Okay. I wonder what the other girls thought of that. Because it felt like there was less thought in the poem compared to the others, but whatever. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Youngest one, huh? I did say it was from a 10-year-old, but okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess not. Remember, these are all 18 over 18 girls, by the way. I have to say that because the game told me about 4 times before this game started, and I'm accusing her of being a 10-year-old. She's not. She is 18. I have no idea what dodgy themes are going to go on in this game, but whatever. Right now it's about poems and whatever. I decided to humour her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsu is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Yeah, good for her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Now let them judge. Even if they are just being nice, there's no way my poem can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across from the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expression changes. I bet Natsui's like, what the fuck, this is amazing, and Yuri's like, the fuck is she done here? Natsui's eyebrows furrow in frustration, yeah, because of either she can't read it or it's very in depth and not light-hearted. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Yeah, she's disappointed in her work ethic. Like, what the fuck is this? What's with his language? Did you say something? She can't read it like I was having fucking trouble. Oh, it's nothing. Natsui dismissively returns the poem. I'm sorry, this is funny as fuck. Natsui dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. Oh, she's like, this is shit. I guess you could say it's fancy. There you go. There. Alright, yeah. Thanks. Yours is cute. There you go. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? Maybe I did too. It's clearly about the feelings of giving up, is it? Okay. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Yeah, I said the way she's expressed it. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. So bitchy about it. Sayori liked it. Sayori fucking probably liked everybody's. And Sayori's was more complicated than yours, slightly. And more more funny. Sayori's a sweet girl who's simplistic. Simple-minded. So I'm not surprised she fucking loved it. And Perry did too. Oh god, don't bring me into this. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless I, of course, come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Nah. And Perry liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh shit. Oh? I didn't realise you were so invested in trying to impress our newcomer, Yuri. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, don't bring me into this. That's not what... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Perry appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? How do you know he did appreciate my advice more? Are you so full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. I see, so she's saying that her work's cutesy and not deep as such. She goes to other places. Okay, yeah. Sayori just pipes in, like, come on, is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew size bigger as soon as Perry started showing up. What the fuck? Okay, did they get bigger? I don't know. Also, she's probably like flat-chested, and she's like, probably that's an issue for her. I get it. There's going to be elements of different characters with different chest sizes, so it probably plays a factor in the mindset here as well. God almighty. Okay, I love that. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Perry started showing up. So she put socks in there or something? I don't know. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like the fighting, guys. It's funny, like, even in a book club, and it's only been, what, 1 or 2 days, there's bitchiness going on between all the characters. Suddenly, both girls turn towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Perry, oh, I'm put on the spot, I'm gonna get fucked. Perry, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective. Some things can be more, effective by being simple, and there's nothing wrong with that. Then this wouldn't have ever happened in the first place. What's the point of making poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Well, okay, so simple writing can be done better with Natsuki's thing. I get it, I said that. Yuri's is very... The writing was annoying because I couldn't read it properly, but I didn't really get the full-on thing with that. Maybe that's me being unable to read it or to decipher it, and that's fine. It's one or the other. Of course, you always like to read something and understand it, maybe to feel smarter or just in general understand the thing in itself. You don't want to be looking there like with anything and be like, oh, what the fuck does this mean? Help me explain that to her, Perry. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings to the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary, limiting yourself. I see. It's also a waste. You understand that, right, Perry? How do I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with will probably think more highly of me. So of course I'm going to be... Help me, sorry. I get both points of view. Yuri wants to use more complex language to express herself. Natsuki's like, I can be simplistic and just as powerful. So I kind of like both styles and I understand both. So... I feel Yuri's... I thought Natsuki was too simple. Yuri's was complicated. And I didn't get the gist of it. Maybe because I was failing to read it properly. So I feel that sometimes simple could be better. I feel like it's a cop-out. I really do. I want to go with Natsuki. I feel like if I go Help Me Sorry, it's going to be a cop-out. I really do. So I'm going to go with that. My general feelings is... A simplistic poem can be just as powerful. I'm going to go with that. Yuri, you're really talented. Well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with few words can just be as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over, and Natsuki's poem did a really good job of that. Yeah. It did, didn't it? Aha. It shows how much you know. That's not... Natsuki. I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was so mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. She's like a cute whiny kid. Okay. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is really a personal thing. and sharing it can definitely be hard. It looks like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulder. Sayori is nodding vigorously. Yeah, so you don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsui. Uh-huh. And Natsui's voice gets caught by surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that barely audible. Yuri looks at me dejected. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her as well. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said, so you don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, Perry. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about... Natsui glances around the room. Would everyone stop staring at me? Unsurprisingly, Natsui has a harder time with it than she boasted. Sayori and Monica look away. Anyway, the thing about your boobs, I didn't mean it, okay? That's all. Natsui looks away, avoiding eye contact with anyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayori? I'll go make some tea. I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, sorry. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. Well now, we're past that. Everyone's read each other's poems, right? Hope that it was a worthwhile for everyone. Especially you, Perry. To be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we got a little too used to. Ha ha ha. Ah, so my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere? No, not at all. Not at all. There's still time before we go home, so we'll all relax for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literature-related things in the club room, so maybe we can take a chance to pick up a book or do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monica. What about? That's not the most important thing about literature club. The most important thing is having fun. Haha, of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori. In the end, though, Monica's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. My God. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing your poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Perry, how do you feel about it? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. I wish I would give you an opportunity to say it was boring, it was great, it was shit, whatever. I wish I would have given you an option there, but whatever. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. What? And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, it means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Perry, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can really say I'm enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it either. I can't really say that. Okay, Sayori. About what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki? Does that kind of thing happen often? No. It's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. They're fighting over me, really, in many ways, I suppose. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion. I can see why they make good friends with you. You know, Perry, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. So, it looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really mean... Does it really need to stop there? Well, I'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, yeah, let's do this. It's kind of frustrating in many ways because you've got to kind of like... I don't really understand this. So the whole game at this point, for me, is to make one of them like you. But I kind of don't really... Hold on, what am I doing here? But I kind of really don't want to, like... Is that the whole element of the game, just to make a girl like you specifically? That's kind of frustrating to me. Because it's like... Oh, you've got to do a poem to make them like you. And what, you got to do this for, like, for 4 hours? Or the whole game is this? See what I mean? It's kind of weird that way. Right now, I find. Am I trying to write a poem to impress one of these girls? Or am I trying to write a poem to make like what I'm interested in? You see what I mean? It's kind of weird. I feel like there's a motive with it, and I don't like that. If it was to impress, you basically pick a girl and see which, use words that she would be more akin to being, like... So, like, the dark-haired girl, Yuri, use things like fantasy or infernal, some kind of dark, twisted thing or something. It's kind of like, meh, or you can use simplistic things, like memories or summer. I don't really like the aspect of doing that. It's kind of weird. Natsu's very aggressive and a bit bitchy, I won't lie. She kind of annoys me in many ways. Yuri's more reserved, but she's beautiful. And then you got my best friend, who's a simplistic girl, who I like anyway. She's just adorable. I like her way of thinking. I think she's always happy, but I think there's a sad element to her as well. I don't know. She's kind of clumsy. But yeah, it's kind of odd. I'm not too sure where I'm more focused right now on writing my own poem akin to what I like, and if someone likes it, then it's up to them. You know what I mean? Rather than trying to impress somebody. I feel that's the way I want to play it, at least right now. Maybe that's the wrong way to play the game. But overall, for me, the two I'm mostly interested in right now, at this point, is Yuri, because I think she is beautiful, whatever. But then my best friend's kind of cute and I like her, who she is. Where Natsuki is more aggressive and a little bit hot-headed. But opposites do attract kind of thing. I'm like kind of well reserved, so she's like a aggressive, hot-headed kind of thing. So it can be that. So I can, and she's into manga, so it's like, okay, a win-win kind of thing. In many ways. So I don't know. I'm more, but it depends on the way I want to play it. But right now, I'm going to try and write a poem for myself, or try and use words I would use in a personal poem. Because the first one instance, I went cutesy and tried to just do something where it was, the summer rain and dance in the wind, something like that cutesy. But if I go into what I feel is more, so for example, extreme or infernal is what I would use. I think that would be one of first word I would go into. You know what I mean? Like use like dark words, like there's a war going on or something. So I kind of feel that way right now. I'm going to try and write a poem specifically regarding what I would do, and if someone likes it, they like it. I think it's funny how I got dragged into that little tiff, and I love the bitchiness of, oh, your boobs got bigger ever since Perry got here. I'm loving it. That was funny. I'm really enjoying this game. We're only 2 parts in. I don't know how long this has gone on for, so my apologies for that. And I know I keep stopping to talk about my opinion on various things, but I think I've got to put my input anyway, and there's a lot to say anyway in this situation. Alright guys, please like, share, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.